Hello everyone and welcome to my channel Make It Yourself. So this is the second tutorial of crochet plans, and this is the second pattern, and this pattern makes use of 3 cactus leaves and 2 flowers. If you would have seen my previous cactus video, I would have shared the tutorial for this round crochet cactus plant, so do check out that video as well. So let's get started with today's tutorial. So for today's pattern we will be needing 3 sizes of crochet cactus leaves. So we are going to start off with the big leaf pattern. So for that I'm using a hook of 3.5 mm. The details for the things used will be in the description of this video. So we're going to start off by making a magic ring, and we're going to chain 1. So this chain 1 counts as the first single crochet. So we can take the ring out of our finger, and then over the ring we are going to make 5 more 5 single crochets. So since the chain 1 is considered as our first single crochet, so by the end of this round we should have a total of 6 single crochets and 6 stitches. So once we are done with 5 single crochets, we will pull the tail yarn of the ring and close the ring as much as possible. After that we are going to make a slip stitch to our first stitch. So we're going to find our first stitch, and we're going to insert a hook under both the loops, and then we are going to make a slip stitch, and then we are going to chain 1 again. This chain 1 again is considered as our first single crochet, and into the same stitch we are going to make 1 more single crochet. So in the first stitch now we have 2 single crochets, or we have made an increase. Similarly into the second stitch also we are going to make 2 single crochets in one stitch. So since we have 6 stitches, by the end of this round we should have a total of 12 stitches because we're making an increase in each of the stitches. So continue making 2 single crochets in each of the stitches till the end of this round. So you can use a marker to mark the first stitch in case you finding the first stitch difficult. So this is our last stitch of this round, and now we are going to make after every round we are going to make a slip stitch to the first stitch. So this is a repetitive pattern. Then we are going to chain 1, which is considered as a first single crochet, and now we are going to make 1 single crochet in the first stitch and 2 single crochets in the next stitch, or you can say in the second stitch we are going to make an increase. So 1 single crochet in one stitch and make an increase in the next stitch. So continue this pattern, and by the end of this round you should have a total of 18 single crochets. So continue making 1 single crochet in one stitch and 2 single crochets in the next stitch. So this is the last stitch, and we are going to make 2 single crochets in this last stitch, and then we are going to slip stitch to the first stitch, and then we are going to chain 1. Now for this round we are just going to make 1 single crochet in each stitch. Since we are not making any increase, we will still have the same number of stitch count, that is we will still have 18 single crochets by the end of this round. So once you start making this single crochets for this round, and since we are not making any increases, this this pattern will no longer be flat and it will start curving. So continue this pattern till the end of this round, and after we reach the last stitch, we make a slip stitch to the first stitch and then chain one. Now for this round number 5 also, we are just going to make one single crochet in each stitch, and we are increasing the height of the leaf. So we will still have 18 single crochets by the end of this round. So continue this pattern, and it is a pretty simple pattern where we are just making one single crochet in each stitch. So at the end of the round, we are going to slip stitch as usual to the first stitch, and then we are going to chain one. So here, as you can see, I am using a marker which makes it easier to identify the first stitch. So you can use a marker as well. And here I have missed the chain one. You do need to chain one after the slip stitch, and after that just make one single crochet in each of the stitches. So this last 3 rounds we have been making just one single crochet in each stitch and increasing the height of the leaf. Now remove the stitch marker and make a slip stitch to the first stitch, and then chain one, and you can put the marker back. So for this round also, we are going to just make one single crochet in each stitch. At the end of the round, remove the marker and slip stitch to the first stitch. So we have increased the height for few rounds. So after this we will start decreasing the stitches. So place the marker back on the first stitch, and now we are going to chain one. You need to, after the slip stitch, make a chain one, and after that we are going to, the chain one is considered as the first single crochet, so the next 2 stitches we are going to make a decrease. So insert your hook into the next 2 stitches and pull through all the 3 loops. So in the next one, make one single crochet, and the next 2 stitches we are going to decrease. So insert into one stitch, insert into the next stitch, and pull through all the 3 loops. So continue this pattern till the end of this round, and you should be left with a total of 12 single crochets. So at this point you can turn the pattern inside out, and as you can see, this side looks better, and you can continue with our rounds. So we have reached the last stitch, so we're going to remove our stitch marker and slip stitch to the first stitch, and then we're going to chain one, and we're going to mark this first stitch again. And for this round we are just going to make one single crochet in each stitch. So by the end of the round we should still have 12 single crochets or 12 stitches available. So slip stitch to the first stitch again, and this round we are going to make decreases. So here we are going to make decreases for in pairs of 2 stitches. So the first 2 stitches we are going to first decrease. So insert hook into both the stitches and pull through all the 3 loops. Then again insert into the next 2 stitches and then pull through all the 3 loops. So you can mark the first stitch to identify the first stitch when we reach the end of the row. So insert your hook and then pull through all the 3 loops. So continue this pattern till the end of this round, and you should be left with a total of 6 single crochets or 6 stitches. So by the end of this round, you can see that the opening has narrowed, and we are just going to make a slip stitch to the first stitch and chain 1, pull the yarn tightly and leave a long tail, and then trim off the tail yarn. So here our big leaf is ready. Now next we are going to make the medium size leaf pattern. So for the medium size leaf pattern, the pattern, I mean, it's simple, it's a similar pattern, only the stitches of the rows differ. So make a magic ring and chain 1. So the first round is same for all. We are going to make 6 single crochets in the magic ring. So since chain of 1 is considered as the first single crochet, we're just going to make 5 more single crochets into the ring. After 5 single crochets, we are going to pull the tail yarn and close the ring, and then we are going to slip stitch to the first stitch of this round. After slip stitch, we're going to make a chain of 1, and this chain of 1 counts as the first single crochet. So for this round, we are going to make 1 single crochet and 1 increase in the next stitch. You can mark the first stitch to identify the first stitch better. So this is the chain of 1, which is the first single crochet. So into the next stitch, make 2 single crochets. Into the next stitch, make 1 single crochet, and then again make 2 single crochets into the next stitch. So continue this pattern till the end of this round, and we should have a total of 9 stitches by the end of this round. Once you are at the end of the round, remove the marker and slip stitch to the first stitch, and make a chain of 1. So the chain 1 is our first single crochet, and for this round we are just going to make 1 single crochet in each stitch. So since we have 9 stitches of the previous round, for this round also we should be left with 9 single crochets by the end of this round. Slip stitch to the first stitch at the end of the round and make a chain of 1, which is our first single crochet. So for this round 4 also, we are just going to make one single crochet in each stitch. So by the end of this round, you should again be left with 9 single crochets. So slip stitch at the end of this round. So this round is also going to be a repetition of the last 2 rounds. That is, we are just going to make one single crochet in each round. So slip stitch and chain 1 and then make here again I have skipped chaining of 1, but you do chain 1 and then make one single crochet in each stitch. And by this end of this round, you should again be left with a total of 9 single crochets. So as you can see, we have increased the height of the leaf quite a bit. So at this point, it will be easier for us to turn the leaf inside out, because once we have further decreased, we will not be able to pull it inside out. So after this, we're going to continue the pattern. Slip stitch to the first stitch, and then we are going to make decreases. So we are going to make 4 decreases. So into the first 2 stitches, we are going to insert a hook and pull through all of them. This is our first decrease. Then again into the next 2 stitches, we're going to insert our hook and pull through all the 3 stitches. This is our second decrease, and mark the starting or the first stitch. So again we are going to make one more decrease. So insert into the first stitch and into the second stitch and pull through all. So this is our third decrease, and this is our fourth decrease. So after decreasing 4 times, we will be left with one more stitch. Insert your hook into the last stitch and make a single crochet. So make a single crochet and after that we are going to slip stitch to the first stitch, and this is the last round. So after making the slip stitch, we are going to chain 1 and pull the yarn tightly and trim off the tail yarn, and we are going to leave a long tail here also. So we have finished these 2 sizes of leaves, and now we are left with the last leaf, that is the smallest size leaf. So start off in a similar manner by making a magic ring and making a chain of 1. So this is our first single crochet, and then we are going to make 5 more single crochets into the magic ring. So this leaf pattern is pretty simple, and the pattern is simple, but making the leaf might be a little bit difficult and hard on your fingers because it is very small. So after making this 5 single crochets into the magic ring, we are going to close the ring by pulling the tail yarn. Then we are going to slip stitch to the first stitch, and I'm sorry if the quality of this video is very shaky because this leaf is very small, and while making this I was struggling a bit, so the video came out a bit shaky, so I apologize for that. So the first round for this, we are just going to make one single crochet in each stitch. Actually for this leaf there is no increase, we just increase the height of the leaf. So for increasing the height, we are just going to make one single crochet in each of the stitches. So make 6 single crochets, that is one single crochet in each stitch, and at the end of the round slip stitch to the first stitch, and then chain 1. So the next 2 rows again we are just going to do the same. We are just going to make one single crochet in each stitch, and by the end of the round we are going to slip stitch. So row 3 and 4 are same like row 2. We are just going to make one single crochet in each, and with that we are increasing the height of the leaf. So now we are at row 5, and in this row 5 we are going to make 3 decreases. So this is our first decrease of our first 2 stitches. Now into the next 2 stitches also insert the hook and pull through to get 3 loops in the hook and pull through all. So this is the second decrease, and now we're going to make the third decrease, and as you can see it is getting a bit difficult to insert a hook and pull the loops, but somehow we should be able to do that. You can use a smaller hook at this point if you want, or if you feel that would be more easy. So we have our third decrease here, and we are going to pull through all the 3 loops. So after this just insert into the very next stitch and make a slip stitch, chain 1 and trim the yarn. So this is the smallest leaf here. So now we have completed our leaves. So we have leaves of 3 sizes, big, small and medium. So we will be using this to stitch and make it into a cactus. So I'm stitching this small leaf on top of the big leaf. Sorry, this is the medium leaf stitched on top of the big leaf, and you can create your own pattern, or if you want you can follow this pattern which I'm showing. So there is no particular way of stitching, just make sure that it is stitched firmly to the big leaf, and the tail yarns you can insert it inside the cactus leaf itself so that the tail yarn does not hang out. Now we're going to stitch this big leaf to the base. So this base, you can find the tutorial for this in my previous cactus video, because both the cactuses use the same base. So you could refer my other video. The link to the video will be available in my description to this video, so do check that out as well. And so you can use a needle and stitch the big leaf to the soil in this manner. You can trim off the yarn and pull the tail yarn into the soil using a crochet hook, or you can try to use a needle also. So once this is done, we have the small leaf. So you can stitch that small leaf over the existing leaves, or here as you can see like this, you can stitch it to the soil itself. So after this you can use a small pot and place the soil in the manner that is shown here. So now I have made 2 cactus flowers and stitched it to the cactus leaves. So it's a simple pattern. I'll show you the flower here. So make a slip knot with the red yarn and make a chain of 7. So the first chain is where which will be the center of the flower. So into that insert your hook and make a slip stitch, and then make a chain of 6. Again, insert the hook into the first chain and then make a slip stitch. So these are 2 petals completed. So again, repeat the same pattern, that is, make a chain of 6 and slip stitch to the first chain, and using this pattern make a total of 5 petals. So this is the third petal and this is the fourth petal, and this is our last petal. So we have total of 6 petals. The last petal also slip stitch to the center or the first chain, and then we are going to chain 1 and then pull it tight and trim the yarn. So as you can see, this small flower here is ready. We are going to make the center part of this flower. So for that we are going to make a pom-pom. So wrap the yarn as shown here and tie the center with another yellow yarn. You can place 2 knots to make it secure, and after that you are going to cut on both sides as shown. Need not worry if the sizes are not equal, because we can trim it later and make the and adjust the shape of the center part. So you can trim off some at this point, and now take a needle and insert it to the tail of the yellow yarn and pull through the center of the red flower. So at this point you can trim it some more if you feel that the center part is very long. Also the red yarns, tail yarns, you can tie it at the back over the yellow yarn and trim this yellow part a bit more, because I feel it is the length is a bit extra. So trim it off, and after this you can stitch the flower. So here I am stitching to the medium leaf here. So there is no particular way of stitching it, just stitch it 2 or 3 times to the leaves so that it does not it is not wobbly. And once you are done, place a knot and trim off the yellow yarn. So these tail yarns that are left, that is a red tail yarn and the yellow tail yarn that is left, you can use a crochet hook and pull them to the inner part of the leaf. So as you can see here, you can insert the crochet hook and pull the tail yarns to the inner side of the leaf so that they are hidden. So pull all the yarn, the red yarn as well as the yellow yarn. So as you can see, this one flower is attached here, and now we are going to attach a similar flower on the smaller leaf, and I use a smaller hook for the smaller flower, so I'm getting a smaller size. And here our crochet cactus plant is ready. This makes a really cute gift, and you can also make your own small cactus garden. I'm planning to make a few more, so do subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon for notifications on new videos, and give me a thumbs up if you found this video useful. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good day.